Hey guys, if you follow us on Instagram, you already know what I'm going to talk about, but this little layout here, that means I got a little too comfortable. Let me explain. What I'm doing is dusting off this bad boy. We picked up a louver press here a while back. I decided today's the day to kind of mess around with it. I did a little panel right here. Pretty cool. I can definitely see where layout is key. You kind of look down it, did a pretty decent job. Definitely got comfortable with it in a few times, and you get comfortable, things get crooked. So there's a couple in there that are slightly off. Not too bad though. What I'm gonna do now is I got this old hood that we had laying around out back. We prepped it all out. I'm doing the layout. I'm gonna do 3 rows of louvers on each one. And this isn't something I'm keeping, this is just wall hanger materials. Gonna put some of this stuff on there. I mean, when was the last time you saw a 442 hood with, you know, or at least an old hood with a bunch of louvers in it? It's been a minute. Gonna mess with that, probably mess it up. Stay tuned, here we go. So I got everything laid out on here right now. I kind of did some rough measuring based off of this panel that I did here. I am gonna space them out just a touch bigger. Mainly because my square, instead of an inch, it's 1 1/4 or something like that. So just makes it easier, a little less louvers. I don't know how far out they'll go. I'm new here, don't yell at me. And but if you got any tips or comments or whatever, throw them in the comments below. And let's get started on this thing. I'm gonna start laying out. Basically, I got my lines, everything's based off of the center hood line because things taper a little bit like hoods do. So I did that, got my spacing side by side for the 3 groups of louvers, and now I just need to get my spacing from the back forward and set everything up square. So I got this little guy here, just your basic square, and started off down here, and just gonna work my way right on down the hood here. Just lining up everything and scribing, and that's going to give me my spacing and try to keep everything in line. Of course, I got to do it the other side, but for right now I'm just going to practice on this side. If I were to do both sides of the hood, then things start getting serious. So I'm just going to do this one big panel here. We'll see what happens, and I should probably transfer a few lines over to the other side just so I can get them lined up. Hopefully the lighting's okay. I'm kind of hiding underneath Jim's 55 right here because you know, I just don't have any space right now. So I'm lining up this way here. Obviously, it's not rocket science. This is just a 90-degree deal. There, got my dull dried out Sharpie, perfect. So basically the inside of the hood, it got stripped down. It's original paint on this hood. We cut out all the inner structure years ago, and it's just been sitting out back. And I haven't wanted to scrap this thing, and that's kind of what we got going on here. All these intersections here are the center of the louver. That one there will be interesting. I'm gonna need to extend the lines out because I was running my square down there, but this is the bottom side, so it'll be punching down. So basically you'll be getting this, but yeah, basically that center, punches, holes, cheese grater stuff. Work cut out for me here. I got about 95,000 louvers in here. What am I doing? So it'll stagger up front here, theoretically. You know, if I was smart, I would transfer my lines from this side to that side so I can do those eventually. So this would be a nice job for the laser. I can line up the laser and just blast them over there. I might not punch them today, but I should probably get the lines on there. So this is gonna be a real pain to transfer over if 19.5 hours later, got the other side laid out, figured I might as well do it. You know, if I'm gonna make a wall hanger out of this, nobody wants a one-sided wall hanger. So ultimately my goal is to get super good at this and then set loose on the hood for my 58 Nomad. Haven't done a lot of videos on that lately. Been getting caught up, kind of end of summer stuff, craziness. Thank you guys for all your support. Some friends of ours found me just an absolute mint 58 hood. Like, it is perfect. The last thing I want to do is screw it up. I am going to punch a bunch of louvers in it. I just want to make sure got a system down here. I'm going to take this. It's about ready to start punching holes in it. I do have some stands that came with the louver press over here I need to drag out, and they kind of help support the hood because this thing's so wobbly and whatnot. I'm going to get those set up right now, and we'll be right back and start punching. Things are getting kind of serious here. Got the stands. These little roller stands were made by the gentleman that I purchased the louver press from. Got a couple louvers going so far. They're pretty handy, I have to say. They help support the hood as you drag it through, especially for one person. It's really nice. That's a lot of louvers, but I have to say this sheet metal stamp's way nicer than 18 gauge. It's gonna be a lot of louvers, so stay tuned. You know what? I'm just gonna leave this running. How about that? I guess now I know why they charge so much for these things. Louvers. Or why nobody's doing it anymore. I'll bring you guys in here. You can't see from back there, can you? Can't see what's going on. Well, how about this? Can you see now? Okay, so I sneak up on this thing. It's like a little foot. I got an eyeball that way, and then this line here too, so it's kind of a little tricky. I'm not gonna lie. Bump it in a little bit closer. Oh, ooh, just good. Oh yeah. Nope. Every one of these is punched with love. So much time. Okay, here we go. Next. So on and so forth. I didn't even bother counting to see how many I signed myself up for here, but it's a few. Did have to double check and make sure I was pointing these louvers the right way. That would have been awesome. I'm looking to getting some different dies at some point too. Sneak it in a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's it right there. One thing that may be an issue is the length of this hood not fitting in this stand. Of course, I grabbed the biggest hood I could find. Idiot. I'm hoping I can just spin these dies around and come into it the other way, because yeah, I'm gonna be hitting the back of the stand here probably 3/4 of the way through here. Oversight. Anyway, you get the idea. Problem I'm at the end here. Maybe I can spin the louvers around on the end, or the dies, and then come at it from the other side. I don't know. Rookie move. It also is probably the biggest hood I could find back there, so that's cool. I guess I'll do the rest of them on this side, as far in as I can go, and then tackle that there later. Okay, there we go. Start over, row 2. Bottoming out again. All right. Well, second row. You know what's left. Third row. So maybe I'll do that one on time lapse. Starting to get kind of a rhythm, but whoa, almost died. But definitely can't blink, and I don't know. It cuts through that thing pretty dang quick. Pretty happy so far. Stamping like butter. These little stands are kind of nice. Help kind of guide it around, especially one person here. Start knocking out the rest here. That took a bit, but man, look at all those louvers. I think if I went back in time, I would have probably stuffed 4 rows of louvers on each side. The spacing is pretty big between them, but I did gap them out so they're somewhat symmetrical. Now the problem is this area up here where I can't reach all the way back. So if this had a longer throat on it, I would be able to reach further. This is a pretty good size hood, but I'm gonna look and see if maybe I can spin these dies around. I am cutting it a little close on time today. I got things to do, but I don't want to leave this thing unfinished. I'm going to peel the hood off of here and take a look at that and see what's see what I can do. I imagine you can just spin those things around, but what do I know? Well guys, I am out of time for the weekend, so this is going to have to continue later on. It does look like I can change out the dies on this deal here to spin it around so I can get it from the front side. A little sneak peek. It's pretty awesome, I think. You know, it is a muscle car hood, and you know, I don't see a lot of those on muscle cars, at least you don't usually do, more hot rod things, but I probably would have went 4 louvers wide just because I have the spacing to do so. I'm still figuring it out, and this is just a trial hood. So stay tuned next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe.